Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we'll take a look at last night's governor's debate and when to watch the last one. And Magoffin County is getting ready for Memorial Day with renovations to Ramey Memorial Park.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. The time is 6 a.m. on October 24th. Now let's check in with First Alert meteorologist Cameron Aaron for a look at your forecast this morning. Cameron, how's it shaping up out there for us?
It is chilly this morning, Madison, so be sure to grab the jacket, also the coffee or whatever you need to warm up this morning because we are chilly. Some of us waking up in the 30s on your Tuesday morning, but if you like the 70s, you will love the forecast on Tuesday. Also, for much of this week, here's a live look outside our studio in WYMT at Hazard. That current temperature 39 degrees here in Perry County, so we are chilly this morning. Up on First Alert Pinpoint Doppler, a clean sweep as high pressure does continue. As we zoom out, you can see that big blue H over the eastern half of the U.S., and that means high pressure, so we are watching out for some dry, also some mild weather for much of this week. But we are not mild this morning. Those temperatures are cool in the upper 30s and lower 40s, even some lower 50s, 52 in Jackson. But check out Clintwood, Virginia, down to 33 degrees this morning, 48 for Pikeville, and 38 over in Manchester at this hour. But again, if you like the 70s, some good news for you. Some warm weather is on the way later on today. Temperatures back in the middle to upper 70s and maybe a few 80s later on this week. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Madison?
Cameron, thank you. Kentuckians pick a governor and other statewide office holders 2 weeks from now. And Democratic incumbent Andy Beshear and his Republican challenger Daniel Cameron faced off in their fourth of 5 debates last night on KET in Lexington. One of the big topics, education. The two went back and forth when discussing school vouchers that help to fund private over public schools.
Look, more than 90% of our kids are in public schools. Look, parents at home, they want to make sure that their kids are caught up. This governor shut your schools down for nearly 2 years.
We deserve a governor that will answer the question. Governor Beshear will look in a camera and answer the question. I oppose vouchers 100%. They steal money from our public schools and send them to our private schools. The reason he won't answer is he supports vouchers. He has time and time again, but what's concerning is he won't be honest with you and answer a direct question and look in the camera. You deserve a governor that'll do that, whether the answer is popular.
Why will you not answer the question directly, General Cameron?
I agree that we need to expand opportunity and choice, but this program and policy that I've put forth is about our public school system.
Are you for vouchers?
Wait a minute. You were for shutting our schools down for 2 years.
Another hot button issue in the race is abortion. Cameron was once again asked if he personally favors allowing legal abortions in Kentucky in cases of rape or incest. He would not say yes or no, but that he is Planned Parenthood's worst nightmare.
Look, if the legislature brings me that bill, I will sign those exceptions.
But you will not push or advocate for it.
Look, I think that the legislature, if they work on this, I will sign those exceptions. But at the end of the day, I'm the pro-life candidate. Andy Beshear is the pro-abortion candidate.
Thank you, Mr. Cameron.
Over 3 debates, my opponent has been asked this 9 times, and he has refused to look in the camera and answer it once. You deserve a governor who will level with you. So here, let me show him how to do it. I believe that victims of rape and incest deserve options, that there has to be an exception.
Again, here is a governor that when he was in my position, refused to defend a 20-week ban on abortion.
You will have another chance to listen to the candidates for governor tonight here on WYMT. Governor Andy Beshear and Daniel Cameron both have accepted invitations to the Kentucky debate, which will take place at our sister station WKYT in Lexington. You can watch live tonight from 7 to 8. Yesterday, folks gathered to remember Harlan Jr. Davidson, who served in many roles during his life, including being a former coach, broadcaster, teacher, and former longtime member of the WYMT Mountain Classic Basketball Tournament Committee. WYMT's RJ Johnson has more.
Friends and family gathered to celebrate the life of Harlan Jr. Davidson, a man who was involved in the community. From sports to education, Davidson had an impact, not only in Perry County, but beyond.
Junior did have an impact on a lot of people, and because he was so friendly and honest and kind and had a great personality, and he was the type of person that people wanted to be around.
A.J. Miller officiated the service. He grew up with Davidson, saying he was a great person and told a lot of stories about him.
And he was just down to earth, and he was a country person, and he loved the Lord, but he was just a nice, kind person.
Davidson was on a WYMT Mountain Classic committee. Archie Everidge is currently on the committee and says Davidson always set an example.
Harlan was such a good, unique member of our Mountain Classic committee because of his years of experience, you know, being in sports, coaching, teaching, you know, being around students and children all of his life. He always had the students' best interest in mind.
Saying that it feels great to see several paying their respects.
It's heartwarming to see the people that have come by today to pay their last respects to one of our great community leaders here.
In Hazard, R.J. Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Davidson graduated from Hazard High School in 1962. He was a color analyst for WSGS and WCKB radio for several years. With Veterans Day roughly 3 weeks away, Magoffin County is preparing to display their new renovations at the Ramey Memorial Park. WYMT's Jack Demler has more about the new ways Magoffin County is honoring those who served.
Magoffin County is adding to their Veterans Memorial site to pay tribute to those who served our country.
As judge executive, one of the things I was looking at doing was trying to enhance our park, improve our park, and we only had an American flag here, and it just came about seeing another place that had all the service flags in a kind of a half circle.
The $100,000 renovations began in the spring and includes flags for the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, Space Force, and prisoners of war, surrounding a monument that honors the veterans from the county.
We decided us and a local DAV, to do it with pedestals, if you will, columns, and put all the service flags surrounding the memorial itself.
The project was spearheaded by Judge Executive Matthew Wireman and Chapter 15 of the Disabled American Veterans.
I'm so thankful that it's a joint venture with the Magoffin County Judge and the Magistrates. They've been so helpful in recognizing our veterans, and our veterans need to be recognized.
A recognition that Wireman says will last a lifetime.
But this will forever memorialize and show our pride in our veterans.
Adding more ways to pay tribute to all those who have served. In Magoffin County, Jack Demler, WYMT Mountain News.
Wireman says they will have a ribbon cutting during their Veterans Day ceremony on November 11th at 11 a.m., where they will raise each flag to their service song. A Kentucky bourbon company is being recognized internationally. The International Wine and Spirits Competition named the Bardstown Bourbon Company the 2023 Worldwide Whiskey Producer. The competition dates back to 1969. Bardstown Bourbon Company opened in 2016 and has one of the largest distillers in the country.
It is a cool and calm October morning across the mountains as you wake up and kick off your Tuesday. Let's take a live look at I-64 at Moorhead. You can see we are dry, also clear. That current temperature 50 degrees, but some of us waking up in the 30s this morning, down to 34 in Clintwood, 35 in Grundy, 38 over in Manchester, up to 52 for Jackson, 51 for Monticello. So we are chilly out there, so you may need the jacket as you wake up and walk out the door, but we are dry, also mainly clear, all thanks to high pressure. And that will continue to be the big story for much of this week. And as a result, we are tracking a dry and mild Tuesday across the mountains. And here's a look at Roxy. Thank you, Tim, for sending us this picture. A really nice day for a nap, a nice morning for a nap. Those temperatures are chilly, but we do warm up into the 70s later on today, middle to upper 70s on your Tuesday, and more 70s on the way later on this week. That full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Madison?
Cameron, thank you, and thank you for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. When we return, more hostages have been freed from Gaza, and President Biden has a renewed focus on getting the rest home.